You know, every now and then I like to take a moment to answer viewer mail that I get from people who watch my channel. Now, a lot of the questions I get are not gun related. Now, I try to answer most questions in live chats every week, but a lot of people can't sit through a live chat to see a question answered because generally my hour live chats are 13 minutes of me actually answering questions and 47 minutes of me rambling incoherently about unimportant stuff or trying to figure out how to make my computer work. So every now and then I do a video to answer specific questions. And like I said, a lot of the time, they're not even gun-related questions, but I still want to answer them because I get a lot of them. So today I thought I would take some time to answer some of the very controversial questions I've gotten lately. As if I haven't been losing enough subs with calling out things like FUDs, etc. I thought, well, might as well go for even more lost subs and answer some very controversial questions. Now, I'm not going to read the actual emails or the questions because a lot of them were multiple paragraphs, and I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. So I just wrote down the 3 topics that I'm getting a lot of questions about, and I'm going to cover those 3 topics. Now, the first one is probably the least controversial topic of them, and it's the Area 51 thing. Everyone is sending me emails about the Area 51 raid. Like everyone's going to get together and hundreds of thousands of people are going to raid Area 51. And people are sending me emails like, why aren't you promoting this? Why aren't you supporting this? Some people even saying, this is about our rights. And I don't get how it's about our rights. And some people even saying all these pro-gun people. I had someone on my Instagram feed actually say, all these hundreds of thousands of pro-gun people are going to do this. And I'm like, what makes you think these people are pro-gun? It's a bunch of internet turds. You know, so I'm just like, I don't think they're pro-gun. I think it's just a bunch of people on the internet. And that's why I haven't been talking about it, because I don't give a fuck about it. I don't see it as anything important. It's not got anything to do with our rights. It's not got anything to do with guns. It's just a bunch of internet yahoos having fun with something they're probably never going to do. I don't see this happening. It's a bunch of garbage. 700,000 people signed up on the internet. So what? 700,000 people claim to be Navy SEALs every day on the internet. It doesn't make it true. So I don't give 2 shits about the Area 51 thing. I'm not even interested in Area 51 as a topic. I believe in life on other planets. I just don't believe aliens have ever visited us. And if I'm ever proven wrong, I'll be like, wow, that's cool. But until then, I don't really think about it because I don't give 2 shits, like I said. So that's why I haven't promoted the Area 51 thing, because I don't care. Now, the next topic here is a little more controversial, and this one's going to be one of the ones that pisses off some of my viewers. It's about asylum seekers and the crisis at the border. And what do I think about that? Do I think, oh my God, they're going to stop giving people asylum and that's horrible? Or the other side's like, oh my God, they're just letting everybody in and that's horrible. And people are on, where do I stand on it? Well, as far as asylum goes, I believe in asylum. I believe people should be able to come here if they are in immediate danger because of their actions in a different country. But only if they're someone that was trying to make a change in their country. Let's say they are an activist or a freedom fighter, etc. in a foreign country trying to overthrow a corrupt dictator or fight back against a corrupt sheriff or fight back against the cartels. And then suddenly, for some reason or another, they're in a situation where the cartels, the sheriff, etc. has targeted them and their family for execution, and they can get out of there. Well, then, yeah, those people, we should look at their paperwork and go, yeah, we might want to consider giving these people asylum. Looks like they were fighting the good fight and now their lives are actually in danger. I do not agree with giving asylum to just every person that comes in and goes, I'm afraid for my life because Venezuela is a shitty place and I'm afraid I could get shot in the street at any moment. Well, yes, so's Detroit. But that doesn't mean they should be able to just run to Canada and get immediate asylum. So those people I don't agree with giving asylum to. And right now you've got every single person coming across the border being coached by far left groups on here's what you got to say to apply for asylum. And that's garbage. That's an abuse of the system. So what it comes down to, what I think we should do with all these people that are applying for asylum or applying for work visas, and I'm okay with work visas too, as long as it's a visa to come across and like pick strawberries or something that it's hard to get people to do. I don't agree with work visas for people from India to come over and take high-tech jobs for 1/3 the cost of an American technician. Don't agree with that at all. But if you're trying to fill like farm jobs, etc., I'm okay with work visas. People who come in here, seasonal work, do the job, make some money, and then go back where they came from. I'm okay with that. But like I said, what I think we should do at the border, as far as the border crisis, I don't think we should build a wall. Now, I have said I think we should build a wall just in case things ever get bad in the future and people have to migrate up here because their land is unlivable. The law should be for that. The wall should be there for that, but not immigration. But right now I'm saying let's not build a wall along the border. Let's build a great big giant Motel 6 all the way along the border, like a big 3-story Motel 6. And all the doors and windows face Mexico. The only way in and out of the building is into Mexico or from Mexico. So everyone who comes up and wants to apply for asylum or a work visa, etc., they check in at the front desk, they fill out their paperwork for their visa, for asylum, etc., they go to their room, and then the next day or so they get a call from the front desk. Why is there a fucking helicopter going over my house? I don't know if y'all can hear the helicopter, but I don't see how you couldn't hear that. Good God, is he landing on my roof? Where is he going? Fucking hate helicopters. It's shaking stuff on my walls. Then a few days later, they get a call from the front desk saying, hey, good news, your paperwork's been approved. Get on the shuttle bus out front. They'll take you to the gate and let you into the country and tell you where you're going to go and what you're going to do. Or they'll call you and say, hey, you were not approved, which would be the vast majority of people applying for asylum. I would be willing to bet like 99%. You were not approved. Hope you enjoyed your stay here at the Border Motel 6. The bellboy will now help you take your bags and go back the way you came. So let's just build a big old motel along the border. I think that'd be a good thing. But that doesn't mean I'm insensitive to people that live in these countries that are shit. That's just the way it is. Just because I understand the reality that this country is already at a point where resources are getting slimmer and slimmer, we can't just have open borders. You don't have a country if you have open borders. It doesn't mean I'm not sympathetic to those people. I hope they rise up and do something about their countries. But the fact that they haven't doesn't put that onus on us to make up for their mistakes. We can't be the savior of everyone. So that's how I feel about the asylum thing. I'm okay for a small number of people getting asylum, those that really deserve it. Everyone else who's just coached to do that, let them have a couple nights stay, send them back where they came. And I already talked about how I feel about visas, so I'll move on to the next topic. Next topic is probably going to lose me even more subs. Because this is probably the most controversial one of all. And it's the ICE raids. Everyone heard about the ICE raids that Trump was going to do this week. We're going to take 1 million people out of the country. Well, for one, it didn't happen. They didn't round up 1 million people and drag them out of the country kicking and screaming. So no one needs to worry about what did happen because nothing really happened. No matter what Trump says, he likes to exaggerate things. But my real feeling about the ICE raids in general is that the whole thing is a smokescreen. The whole thing is just a distraction. It's garbage. The word ICE raids, that's not appropriate. Raids kind of implies that ICE is going from door to door going, hey, there any fucking illegals in here? If so, get on the goddamn truck. That's a raid. What they're doing is not a raid. What they're doing is taking court orders, going to the last legal resident of the person whose name is on the court order and saying, is this person here? There is a court order for them to get their ass out of the country. It's been ordered to them multiple times and for quite a while now, and they're refusing to leave. We're here to provide them transportation to the border. Maybe that's why they haven't left, because they don't have a car. That's what they're doing. People that have already got an order against them to get out of the country. The majority of them with criminal records. I think I saw a thing that said that like 68% of them had criminal records or criminal charges against them other than crossing the border. So that's pretty bad. So they need to go. And I know a lot of people are going to say, but what about the children? And I love children. Not in a creepy way, just I like children. The way you can piss me off is to be mean to old people, animals, or children. Those are the three things in life I actually care about. I am very sympathetic to the children of these people. And I've got options for the children. One, they go with their parents. If they're underage children, go with your parents. You have that option. If they were born here and they're citizens because of that whole anchor baby thing, which I don't agree with, if they're citizens and you've got family members here that will take them, they can go live with family members that are citizens also while you go back, if you're okay with being separated from your children. I'm fine with that for the children because children can be raised by their aunts, their uncles, grandparents, whatever, and be totally fine. I was raised by my grandparents, not my biological parents. I turned out pretty good, despite what most of you all probably think. My kids aren't my biological children. I adopted them. Their lives are pretty damn good. Ask them. Too good. I don't think they're ever going to fucking move out. So biology and genetics has nothing to do with whether a child can have a good upbringing. So if that child is a citizen and they want to live with a family member that's a citizen, or even they want to be adopted by an American family, another American family that they're not related to, that's fine with me too. Otherwise, they go with the family. If they're 18 years old, they can just stay here, period. They're of age. Get an apartment, get a job, and stay. You're a citizen. Even though I don't agree with that, with some of them. But I kind of think if you make it at 18 or 19 years old and you've been a citizen since you were born here, then you're a citizen. I'm okay with that. Just not like a 1-year-old being an anchor baby. And I know I'm getting off topic here. But like I say, the whole thing about the children, I'm sympathetic about it, but you do what you got to do. You've got to follow the law. If a single mother of 4 who has no other family in the world goes out and murders a bunch of people, we don't say, well, she murdered a bunch of people brutally, and ate their noses, but we can't put her in prison because she's got 4 kids. Who's going to raise her 4 kids? You don't do that. You follow the law, you put her in prison, and then you make the best of what you can out of the situation with the children. You do the best for them that you can. Now, in this country, we don't tend to do the best for them we can. I would like to fix that, but that doesn't mean you fix that by making another wrong. You don't fix one wrong with another by just letting people stay or letting people stay out of prison. So that's what we do with them. We send the people that are breaking the law back to where they came from, and we deal the best we can with the bad situation that occurs from it, meaning what to do with the children. And I've already told you what the options I think should be for the children. So that's how I feel about the whole ICE raid thing. It's not a raid. It's enforcing the law. These people have already had court dates. They've already been told to get out, and they have refused to do so. This isn't a raid. It's enforcement of the law. You don't have to agree with the law, but you have to admit that it is the law. And if you don't like the law, change the law. That's what America's all about, changing the law. You want to change it. If you can get the majority of people to agree with you, then you got a shot. But for now, the law is what the law is, and the reality of what our country can do is the reality of what our country can do. We can't take in every single ragtag person from every single crappy country, and we can't provide asylum to every single person that asks for it. We just don't have the resources. So, and eventually, and in the future, we're going to have even fewer resources if you believe a lot of people. So, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about Area 51. That's how I feel about Asylum. And that's how I feel about the ICE raids. Like I said, I know these opinions are probably not going to be popular with a lot of people. I'm okay with that. I think by now y'all know I have thick skin. It's kind of leathery now, but it's still thick. And I don't really worry about subs. So if I lose subs, so what? Lost plenty over the last month. So there you have it. There's what I think of Area 51, Asylum, and the ICE raids. If you disagree with me, feel free to disagree in the comment section. I'm sure a lot of you will, but that's my opinion. Oops.
Go ahead. It's the lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
Station 1 call, retone that please. 10-4. Got the 4 to go to that location. This is 1-9, is that correct?